Welcome, traveler. Pop culture has been fascinated with vampires for decades, even before Bram Stoker published Dracula in 1897. The blood-sucking creatures of the night have dominated literature, film, television, and countless other media types for what feels like an eternity. One of the most intriguing things about the vampire that makes them such a media magnet is their need for human blood. Sustaining themselves on our life force makes vampires inherently dangerous, but their hypnotic abilities draw us towards them. With that in mind, one question remains: why do vampires feed on our most precious resource? Blood might seem like a strange thing to choose as sustenance. In humans, blood is about 78% water, and it contains none of the vitamins or nutrients that we store in other body tissues. Dried blood is roughly 93% protein, making it suitable for a carnivorous diet, but it's not exactly the most nutritious part of our bodies. So why is it the drink of choice for vampires? The literary symbolism of drinking blood seems like a likely culprit for this. Vampires are designed as monsters, and violating cultural taboos makes them seem alien and predatory to readers. Sustaining themselves in a cannibalistic manner makes them a direct predator to humans. What's scarier than being trapped with something that wants to eat you? Interestingly, literary scholars believe that Bram Stoker specifically added references to transubstantiation into Dracula in relation to drinking blood. The process of turning someone into a vampire is written as a sort of bastardized Catholic communion, where the body and blood of Christ are replaced with those of Dracula. This speaks to a more spiritual interpretation of blood drinking, blood as a symbol of life rather than a physical sustenance. According to some legends, vampires don't digest blood. In fact, they lack a functioning digestive system. Rather, the life force that runs through us, as blood is transferred directly into their bloodstream. This makes the choice of blood as sustenance make sense. They're not seeking nutrients, but the essential essence of life. According to popular media, like Dracula, An Interview with the Vampire, most vampires don't need to feed every night. Once every few days seems to have been Dracula's schedule. Most vampires only take a small amount of blood from their victims at a time. This can result in the victim surviving a feeding relatively unharmed, or taking much longer to die than we usually see in the movies. Dracula's victims, according to Bram Stoker, would usually succumb eventually. He appeared to enjoy feeding on the same victim repeatedly until he had drained them of every drop of their life force. A long-standing debate among folklorists is whether vampires can survive on blood from any mammal, or whether they require the life force of a human victim. European vampire myths usually depict vampires as feeding on animals, mostly cattle and other herd animals in rural regions. Vampires have been blamed for lost or mutilated herd animals for hundreds of years. In more urban legends, vampires have been known to attack domestic pets such as dogs and even rats that occupy the streets of major cities. In other legends, such as Dracula, vampires limit themselves entirely to human victims, or at least express a preference for human blood. Some believe that human blood is richer in whatever energy that vampires are sustained by. And the clear parallels to Catholic transubstantiation in Dracula suggest that vampires can only drink human blood because, according to the Catholic doctrine, humans are the only creatures that possess a soul. Thank you for taking this journey into darkness with us. My name is Sid Myers, and I would bleed for you. This is Lore Thrill. We want to know what your favorite vampire is. Let us know below. Sleep tight.